What's going on, guys? aarava here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my Motorsport Manager career mode on the PC. We're back with season number 2, the start of season number 2, 2017. And last episode we finished out season 1, and I asked you guys what I should be doing for all these pre-season design factors for the engine, fuel, material, and brake supply. So basically I asked you guys completely just smashed the comments. I think there were like over 400 comments filled with different suggestions. So I read through all of them. The general consensus was basically about half of you were saying go for everything best of. The other half were saying go kind of medium way, so I have some money to kind of flexibly work with at the very beginning of the season for specific part upgrades potentially. But the big takeaway was that I definitely need to work on making sure I have the best fuel factor that I can have on this car, and also tyre wear, because obviously Cruz was really good. If he had the car under him, he could have easily won most of those races if we started him from the beginning of the season. But the holding back factor was the fact that in GP3 we have a certain amount of fuel, and also the tyres are made in a way where they can't last very long, that trying to improve that as much as we can to stretch those stints out will be very useful, and I do agree with that. So we are going to look at that and go for that. And also a lot of you guys were suggesting that I should change the look of the car a little bit in terms of the livery, so I'm going to do that as well later on after we choose this part. So we're going to go through each, and we're going to kind of look at everything and see how we go. So for engine supply, we can go with these 3 at the moment. Obviously I spoke about it at the very end of the last episode, so I'm not going to kind of go through them in detail anymore, but we can see that the fuel efficiency, we've got very weak and weak. So the best one out of all of them is Motorsport for the engine. Improvability also is on medium, so that seems to be the best out of the bunch, even though it is going to be the midway cost, the midway cost for the 3 that we can choose from, and also the midway for base stat modifier, which if I remember correctly is basically how much of an improvement this engine is going to be over our current engine, I think. So it's going to be the midway choice, but it's going to have the best fuel efficiency out of all of them. So that's the one I'm going to go with there. Fuel supplier. Look at this. So we've got Russian oil, Oceana, and Imperial oil. So out of all of them, Imperial oil is going to be the best for fuel efficiency. Improvability very weak though, unfortunately. The costs are highest, but again, that's going to really help us on the fuel. And if it is going to only be the equal worst in terms of improvability, I can live with that because of the fuel we're going to gain in terms of the fuel efficiency. So I'm going to go with that. Material supplier. So this will be for... I'm actually too sure. Is this like the tyre supplier, I'm guessing? So, yeah, your material supply impacts the car's tyre wear and tyre heating. Okay, so with a focus on tyre wear rate. So, in terms of the tyre heating, we remember that as soon as the tyres got way too hot, the drivers couldn't push us very much. So, in terms of the best out of all of them, it's going to be the middle one, Morimoto, I think that is. It's kind of blocked off with this little secondary kind of bit to the logo. But that's going to be the best for the tyre heating. Tyre wear-wise, actually Carbulon, or Carbulon, I don't know, is the best for the tyre wear with a medium improvability, whereas this is very weak on the tyre heating. So I think the best middle ground will be this tyre supplier, Morimoto, or not tyre supplier, but I guess material supplier for the actual tyre wear. Because if we look at this as well, this gives us a little bit better on the tyre wear, but honestly, I think a big issue for us was the tyre heating as well. My drivers could not push as much when we couldn't, when the tyres got too hot. So even though this is going to strike a balance, you can see the stars there on the bottom go up and down if we choose either or. So I'm going to go with the middle one again for the material supply. So let me know in the comments below by the end of this if you agree with my choices. Maybe not, but I'm just looking at where you guys thought I should go and what I'm seeing right in front of me in terms of what I feel like is going to be important for us. So in terms of the brake supply, we can go for American Race Car. I think that is some random team, some random company that I can't even read because the text is so small, and then JP there. So in terms of tyre heating, it's going to be the best for JP, and then in terms of tyre wear, it's going to be JP. So for this, I think it's a pretty much no-brainer. We have to spend $3.5 million there to get the best out of the package, and in total, $13.7 million only to spend on the entire thing. If you remember, I think we accumulated about $20 million at least or something. I might be remembering it wrong, but 13.7, that's pretty decent actually, and obviously we can't choose any of these because these are pretty much to do with GP2 or F1 equivalent. So that's going to be our brand new car then. Engine supply, we're going for Motorsport. Fuel supply, we're going with Imperial. Material supply, we're going for Morimoto. And the brake supply, we're going with JP. So that is how it's going to be. We're going to move on now, see what happens, and then also go on to changing the look of our car in terms of the livery. So that's going to be the dent. So current balance of pretty much near enough 30 million, actually. So we've got 29.3 million. So 13.7 million spent. I am very, very happy with that. Confirming that, I am very, very happy with that. So we've still got 15.6 there to work with. You can see the tyre supply has now changed. So that is our brand new chassis design. It is looking very, very nice. The car obviously looks very, very similar to last year's car because the aero doesn't change too much. But I'm very, very happy with that. But before we actually look at things, I want to take this time because we got some breathing time here basically in the pre-season to look at everything. So drivers, we need to work on what we're going to do with our drivers. So Peter Young, to me, he's not very good. He's only 1 star. Sadat I still value in some way because he did get our very first race win of our team, of Archer. So I feel like if we move him down to reserve and then replace Young with the driver. But before we get onto that, before we get to that, we have to actually find a driver first. So let's go to drivers. Let's actually look down here and see what's what and see who we could maybe potentially pick. So these are all the kind of unemployed drivers, and obviously there's a high chance maybe not any of them are any good. I mean, we have to kind of look around actually and see what's what. So I'm going to scout some people and see how that goes. So we're going to scout this Russian guy. We're going to scout the Italian. We'll scout Gatto. We'll see how he is. Mori. We'll scout Mori as well, and we'll see how those 3 pan out for us. We're also just going to look at this and see if there are any drivers that all these drivers are ending their contract in 2016, you see. So we can maybe snap them up potentially. Well, we want to make sure they're in the Euro Racing. Yeah, there we go. Euro Racing series. Because all these guys are already in the same series as us, so they're more likely to join us. But the cost per race is so damn high for them. Wow. Jesus, cost per race is majorly high for them. What's the lowest cost per race we get to? Oh, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just gonna click some random people and just let's see. Let's see. You know, this is how it works, isn't it? In real life, they just kind of, you know, get a spreadsheet of teams and of names, and they just get a pin and they just chuck pins at the drivers and see who they pick up. We're just gonna click some random ones here and see what comes out. Right, so if I look at this, all the scoutings are gonna take more than 30 days basically. We're on 13th of December, and I believe at the end of the year, that's when, like, basically we have to decide on these drivers. So, really, we're not going to actually find a driver yet before these guys run out of contracts. So, I'm gonna try and renew Sadat's contract and basically get him to accept a reserve driver role so that we can just replace him with Peter Young here. Peter Young can just piss off, basically, from our team. But at least we won't lose both of them by the end of the year. So, he's interested to start negotiations. So let's look at this. So, my status is very important. Well, we're going to offer him reserve driver, and he's going to like it. He's going to have to like it. Although his cost is... Whoa, what the hell? His cost is 132,000. Oh, you can piss off, mate. I'm not paying that. 132,000. I believe we're paying you, like, nothing right now. Cost per... 244. We're paying you that much. I didn't realize we were paying Sadat that much. I knew we were paying Cruz a fair amount, but Sadat, we were paying him that much? Wow. Wow, we were paying him way too much money. Right, reserve driver, 132,000. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. You want a short contract? That's fine. End of 2018. That's good. Why would it say end of 2016? That's this year. And bonus, you're not even going to get a bonus. And you've got 4 patient ticks, so we can really lowball this and see what goes on here. So that's your contract, then. Hopefully you get... Yeah, okay, that's going to get reviewed by the end of the week. So let's fast forward here and say what he says. But, wow. I have a suspicion he's not going to accept that, but I'm not paying that much for him. And he's definitely going in reserves. But let's look at this. So we've got team news here. A lot of it. So, okay. So we've got people moving teams here. Eastwood picked up Gatto. Diaz as well has been moved. Eastwood, a lot of different teams have snapped up. Arbeloa has moved to Firebird. So I don't know what that really means. I can't remember where Firebird went. And Dragon Racing Team China signs Rogers. Oh, that's an old driver. Rogers goes to Dragon Team. Wow. And then, oh, okay, so, yeah, surprise, surprise. Sadat did not like the reserve driver role, and wages are fairly important. Well, you know what? You're not getting it. You're not getting it because you don't deserve it. You just don't. You just don't. Okay, reserve driver, I'm going to keep that. Okay, cost. You know what? No, because you are a reserve driver. Why would I pay you that much? Why would I pay you, honestly? You're a reserve driver. Nah, you know what? I'm done. Sadat, you're done. I don't care if we lose you. You can just piss off then. You can just piss off. It's fine. It's fine. Terms not met. That's fine. You can leave. You can leave. Right, just before we get on to the end of the year and kind of have this crisis of Sadat and Young leaving, I'm going to look at what we can do here. So, in terms of our headquarters, overall we're not too great in terms of the pecking order. We're only 4th. Okay, we're 4th. So if we can try and get that a little bit higher, that'd be great. So let's look at where we're lacking. So design is lacking a little bit, although we're still 4th there, apparently. Factory-wise, we're the best. We've got the best factory. Okay, fair enough. We've got the best performance on the grids. We've got the 3rd best staff, and we've got the staff and brand 2nd. So really, what we're lacking on is the design center. Staff and factory, apparently, we're pretty damn good. So let's look at the design, and let's look into upgrading it. We've got 15 million. If we upgrade to 8 million, let's look at this, okay? Should we go ahead? That will minus 0.3 days to part design. Wind tunnel, we could potentially get a wind tunnel simulator, handling development, tour center, and helipad. Upgrade time 20 weeks, cost us 8 million, and that's somewhere where we can really, really improve on everything. Although we are 4th, that's not too bad, to be honest. That's not too bad. Let's look at the new buildings we potentially get. Right, yeah, obviously because we haven't upgraded the design, they're all basically for performance or for staff. So I'm not too sure which if I should bother getting that, because the thing is we can improve the car. We're improving the car already right now, but then also one of you guys told me that when I looked at my car and it said the engine was average, I can actually make that good, amazing, like epic for like the engine. So I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments below for this episode, because I'm not too sure about which one would be more beneficial. Upgrading the design center as a whole, which costs quite a lot, or spending more on upgrading the parts we're getting, although that may constrict how good our parts could be. So you see where my crisis is of really knowing where we stand. But the thing is, for everything else, we're damn good. 1st place in factory, 1st place in performance, 3rd place in staff, and 2nd place in staff and brand. So the only thing we're lacking is design, but we're only 4th there to say that. So I don't, to me, I don't see much. I don't see much point in upgrading the design factory at this point, because we are pretty damn good across the board for that. And you can see current part knowledge, we're pretty damn good, 2 out of 5 for most of them. So yeah, I'm going to hold station here, and really, actually, there's not much else to do in preseason. We're still scouting these guys, unfortunately. Actually, why don't I cancel Gatto, because he was taken away from, he was signed up by a new team, actually, so that's a good thing to look at. Right, before we continue on, I've adjusted what we're going to be scouting here, so we're still scouting Ivanov, because I want to see how he does. Also, I look back to the comments now, just on my phone, and Rafael Rodriguez came up, I think, 3 times or even more, and you guys were saying he's beast, and you can potentially get him on the cheaper side. At the moment, I believe he is racing for one of the F1 teams, so I don't know how. I think maybe he got snapped up a bit earlier than I was wanting to maybe get him, and maybe some of you guys have in your save files, so we'll see how that goes. I've also scouted Christian West just to see how he is, because that is actually the name of the creator of the game, so I have a sneaking feeling maybe just boosted up his stats for the driver with the same name as him. I don't know. Let's check that out, but we're going to continue on. We'll probably make it to the end of the year. Yeah, see, the contract will end by the time we get to that year, so we all have to let both these drivers go, Sada and Young, and we will basically just have 2 crap drivers alongside Cruz for now, but then of course we will make sure we sign someone before the season starts. Alright, we've got a bit of a dilemma here, so we've just received some interesting news from our brake supplier. They've found some quite incredible gains in tyre heating, which could come in handy this season. Unfortunately, the technology is rather space age and comes at a cost. Relax, we can afford it. Minus 2 million, wow. And then too expensive, no impacts. +1. Does that mean a whole entire star on tyre heating? Because that could really be a big thing. 2.5 or 2 1/3 to go to 3 1/3. That would be a big deal. That'd be a big deal. I feel like that's worth it. You know what? We're going to go for it. In the past, in this series so far, you guys have said that I don't spend enough maybe on the car development. We're going to go for it. +1 tyre heating. I hope this means an entire star. It better do. So we can afford it. Yes, I'll go for it. So does that mean we get, yes, 3 1/4. I'm happy with that, because that was a big issue last season, that I couldn't let these drivers push because of the tyre heating. So hopefully that will help it, and I feel good about that decision. Okay, so here we come to. We're probably going to have to let go of Sadat and Young at the moment. So we've got some more U's. There we go. Young contract expires. Sadat contract negotiations cancelled. And contract elapsed. So he's said goodbye. And we've now got these random reserve drivers in. That is fine. That is fine. We will look into signing new drivers very, very soon. Very, very soon. As soon as we scout these guys. Okay, we got some news on the scouting. So, okay. Rafael Rodriguez scouting is complete. So, he is looking, wow, 3.5 star. Looking very good. But the thing is, look at his morale. Look at his morale. He's a pessimist, but his morale's pretty high. So, if I click this, he's probably not even going to be interested. Nope, he's not even interested. So, unfortunately, I was a bit too late on the Rodriguez bandwagon that some of you guys told me to go on. And I was just too late to the party. So, we're going to have to bank on our other drivers who are being scouted to be any good. Let's add one more driver to the tally here. We've got another dilemma here, as well as the driver dilemma we've got. So, I just got off the phone with our fuel supplier for next season. They say they've made a breakthrough in fuel efficiency with a brand new super high octane fuel. They're happy to let us use it for the car this season, but naturally they're asking for more money. Anything to improve our chances, fuel efficiency +1. You know what? I'm going for it. 1.5 million. I think we can afford that right now. 13 million. And that will really help us on a fuel efficiency as well. Let's go for it. Let's spend it. I'm spending the big bucks here. Let's go. We've still got 11.6. We're looking good still. We're looking good for the money. Okay, scout report is finished on Ivanov. Let's see how... Oh my god, he is shocking. Well, that was a mistake. And Christian West looks rubbish as well. God damn it. Christian, I don't know if Christian actually watches these videos, but if he is... Why didn't you make yourself a beast? You're the lead. You're the guy. You made this game. You own this game. Why didn't you make yourself a beast in the game? I know I definitely would have. If I just snuck my name into there on the sly as a driver, I would have made myself a secret 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 potential driver. But no, you've got a potential of 1.5. Right, we got some mail now about the livery finally. So, hi boss, it's time to design the new livery for this season's car. Remember, we'll have to look at it for the rest of the year, so try make it looking great. Here we go. Time to edit the livery. Let's get to work. We can choose from these colors basically because that's the team's colors. So the kind of a better one I'm looking at is this kind of more orangey one. It reminds me of the old McLaren, like the, you know, when McLaren first launched, the kind of real orange McLaren. So I'm having a look at what we could go for here. I potentially might want to change the pattern here. So this was our old pattern, and we obviously had this in black, or like I think we had it in grey, didn't we? So let's look at the different patterns we could go for potentially. So this is pattern number 1. That's pretty standard. That one's all right. A lot of orange there. That would be. This one, yeah, that's all right. I guess there's more like this sort of, I don't know, a Ferrari style sort of thing. That's okay. That's the old one we had. Right, my recording crashed because the game crashed, so everything crashed, and I lost a lot of footage there. I was in the middle of doing the liveries, I believe. I think that's where I was able to recover the footage, but the footage basically stopped at me doing the liveries, whereas I continued on for quite a bit. But also, thankfully, the game did not save after that point, so I can basically go back and re-record everything I just did. It wasn't too much, but basically, let me catch you up to speed, guys. I don't think the recording got up to the point where I basically showed you guys my finished livery. So, this is the finished livery for Archer. So, I went with a more kind of Sauber 2013 style sort of thing, where it's a lot more grey. I've gone for the McLaren sort of orange, like the rocket orange, sort of a glistening orange for the main kind of secondary bodywork parts and the kind of trim parts. And I like it. And out of the designs that they were available, I think this one is honestly the best. And to me personally, I really like the look of this car now for 2017. Obviously, we have to stick with the colours Archer has, so we're a little bit limited there. But I think this is the best that we can get with, to be honest. I like the fact that it's got a nice chunk of grey on the top, but also got these nice accents of orange. So that's our brand new car. Also, I'm not too sure if any of this was here, but we did do the emails for dilemmas. We now got 3.5 star fuel efficiency, 3.5 or 3 and a bit tyre wear heating as well. So those two were a thing. I'm not too sure again for the life of me if that was already in the recording or not. So apologies if I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, the game crashing and then the recording crashing really has screwed with me. So we have to redo this part, which was I got an email about the new season objectives. Now I said said back then, with the lost recording, that I would go for first place, and I want to go for that again, because obviously that's our target. I think you can all agree that's our target for this season, to get first place. So I'm going to go for first place. Pre-season testing, I'm pretty sure that wasn't in place as well in the recording, unfortunately. You guys couldn't see pre-season testing, but basically, we had to do testing with Cruz and her for Zakuto Arakane or something like that. Surprisingly, she beat Cruz in pre-season testing. She came 6th and Cruz came 10th, which is very surprising. But they say the testing went brilliantly, apparently, so can't complain there. But that's what happened there. And I've offered a contract to this driver here because we're running out of time. The next kind of big event is the first race of the season, the Russian Grand Prix. So we have to sign a driver quickly, even if they turn out not to be that great. For now, we just have to sign them quickly. So I've offered a contract to Silvana Moreira, the Argentinian. I don't know how she is. Her stats look pretty decent in terms of the range she could be in, but she could turn out to be an absolute, dud. But I've had to just, offer her some money. She's 20 years old. She seems okay. And the most important thing is she's going to come back to me with her proposal before the race starts. So that's the main thing, that we can sign a driver before the first race starts. Because the thing was, before the game crashed, before my recording crashed, I did not offer her a contract. I did not offer anyone a contract, and I failed to notice that the scouting was all going to finish after the Russian Grand Prix ended. So we went to the Grand Prix with Cruz and her, and that's when the game crashed. I clicked practice, and the game crashed. So we've got a bit of a lifeline here for the game crashing, and we've offered her a contract. So let's see how it goes. Okay, has she accepted it? Contract offer accepted. She has. That probably means she's worse than we thought she is, to be honest, because she's delighted with that contract. Watch out, it's going to be like 1.5 star or 1 star. It really is. She just is going to be that. So let's sign her on. Let's swap her with... Yeah, well, actually, you know what? Let's keep Yasukoto. Wait, one sec. Let's swap them round. So let's do driver details. Can we swap them round? Can we promote? Okay, I can't even swap these guys around because they're actually literally replacement drivers. They're on a rolling contract. So I sign her and she replaces Arakan straight away, unfortunately for us. But that's fine. But I did think she did an okay job in pre-season testing. She beat Cruz, but I don't think that means too much. But anyway, we'll continue to finances. Signing on fee, that's fine. Please don't be crap. Please don't be... Okay, 2 and a bit star. So she's literally the same as Sadat was. And we're paying her pretty much the same amount, if not more, than Sadat. I think this is the best case scenario, though. Okay, crisis averted. We've got 2 drivers. Pretty much we just got a driver the same as Sadat, almost, basically. Which I know, it looks bad. We will sort the mess out. Unfortunately, there just wasn't enough time in preseason to do all the scouting, because literally every scouting took like 40 days, which is just so long. So we're just going to have to go to the Russian Grand Prix with Cruz and someone who's just as good as Sadat, if not a little bit worse. But you know what? We got a driver that's better than the backup we got, so it's fine. It's fine. It's better than what we had. We will set expectations low for this first race, 4th and above for Condor. Part fitting, we're going to fit the parts and see what's what. Reliability is really poor across the board for everything, because obviously it's the start of a brand new season, brand new car and everything. So let's see what we can do here, what we're going to do. So in terms of the split, I'm going to kind of go them even. So let's improve the reliability of the engine. That'll be very, very important. And also of the brakes, they're looking pretty poor as well. And the gearbox as well, but we don't have enough slots left for that. So we'll go for performance then. So performance, let's improve the engine performance. This brake performance there. What else can we do? 92, we could probably improve the suspension, but I won't. So let's split this and try and get this best we can. Right, that's the best fit we can get. Bauman can do 13 days after the race for these 2, and then she can do 47 days after the race for the Russian Grand Prix. That's fine. We're just going to have to go with that. But this first race, we will have to kind of accept that it is going to be a bit of a rocky time in terms of the reliability of everything. In terms of performance, let's give Cruz the better part there. For engine, let's give him the better engine as well. She's really unhappy with that, but we can't really do too much, to be honest with that. We'll give her the better set of suspension, though. Although that's not going to really make her too happy. So, should we swap the gearbox? Swap the gearbox. Okay, so they're both content. They both got kind of equal bearing there. So, yeah, you know what? Let's put all the eggs into one basket and go with Cruz. I really, really like how underprepared I am for race 1. Everything is just glued together with, like, paper mache at the moment in this team. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Right, practice time. I'm sending them both out. I'm going to bring them both immediately in to give me some straightaway feedback on the setup. We put them on neutral setup, basically. So we'll bring them in literally straight away. So they'll come back into the pits. Hopefully they'll give us something, at least, in terms of the setup while they're doing their kind of out and in lap. And then we'll see what the setup goes on about. Hopefully, we'll see this race that the tyre wear and the fuel has improved. But there you go. You can see our new livery, the grey and the orange of the cars. And you can see that it's changed. But look at that. Straight away, just one little lap, and it's already looking pretty good with our new driver, Moria, I think. Moria. I'm going with Moria. She thinks everything's looking great. So, in light of that, let's go a little bit more towards top-end speed, shall we? Just a tad. Don't want to go too much on that. I'm going to just tweak it a little bit. She seemed pretty happy with that. So now we're going to go for a long race distance. Race trim. We're going to go on the same set of soft tyres, so send out. And then for you, my friend Cruz, my good old pal from last season, we'll see what you're working with here. So you said downforce was good, handling okay, speed balance great. So you definitely want a lot more understeer in the car. Right, let's try that out and see how it goes. So we kind of kept speed balance a little bit towards top-end speed because it looks like that's where the other car is looking to go. Downforce, good. So I'm maybe guessing that maybe they want to go towards low and handling really towards understeering. So let's go for 6 laps as well. Same set of tyres. Send you guys out and you'll just try and get as much knowledge as we can on the soft tyres. And then we'll look at the setup right at the end of the session. Right, I brought Cruz in because he didn't like the downforce we had. He liked the handling and the speed balance. We've got level 1 and 1, sorry, for race and soft tire trim. But we're going to have a look at this. So he wants a lot more downforce actually there. So we're going to move that. He did say this was excellent, so we have to keep this pretty much the same. Bang on there. But change the downforce levels. Handling, he said, was good. So maybe he wants even more understeer potentially. That might help him out there. Right, we've got the other car doing the soft tyre stint, so I'm actually going to send Cruz out on the super softs and see how he likes those tyres and see if we can get some knowledge on that. And we'll keep an eye on Moriera, who I'll keep on saying wrong probably. I'll just call her Mori. Should I call her Mori? I'll just call her Mori. So, Mori doing okay. Feeling like the aero setup's feeling good. She's only down in 17th place, although to be honest, if we remember back to last season, were our drivers ever that great in practice? No, so I'm not really going to care too much about the practice results. Right, we've got 20 seconds left. We'll just about peak over to level 2 on the soft tyres. We won't get to level 3, I don't think, by the end of the session, potentially. We don't even get level 2. Oh, wow. Oh, we just about missed out on level 2 and 3 on the soft tyres and the race trim there. Sacrifice the soft tyre, obviously, a little bit to try and get Cruz some practice on the super softs. So missed out there a little bit. That's fine. We got a nice spread. That's the important part. A good spread on the knowledge of all the tyres here. And so as we come to the race, let's have a look at the empty slots we got. So soft tyres and race trim. And then for Cruz, we've got soft tyres. We've got quick fixes as well, which might come in handy. But we're not going to do it this race. We're going to just see how this goes. So car setup. So let's look at this. Oh, looks like from the start then, that means that Maury was pretty happy with basically the default setup almost. Cruz still very, very happy with the speed balance. Handling ultra good. Still not liking the amount of downforce. So he wants a little bit lower downforce, looks like the mechanics are saying. But Cruz himself was saying he wanted more downforce. So that's a little bit odd to me. So we're going to bring this down just a tad. Try and keep the speed balance the exact same though. So we have to balance this out. Right, I think that's balanced enough. We're going to go with that. Tyre choice. He's starting from 11th place. So we're going to start off on the... We'll start on the soft tyres. He's got knowledge of the soft tyres. Fuel options. So the tyres will go 14 to 16 laps. Fuel, we can do only 12 laps maximum. So we're just going to have to go for the max number of fuel. And then for Maury, she'll be starting in 3rd place. So a little bit higher up, actually. So we'll go with soft tyres again on her. Setup we'll just keep. She looks fine in the setup. 12 laps as well on the soft tyres. Yeah, we'll go 12 laps on the soft tyres. Start from there. We'll do attack, overtake, overtake, and attack as per usual. We can get 4th or above, and we'll get 100k in the bank from 4th place and 11th. Not looking too bad. I have no idea how this race is going to go. A bit of an unknown situation, much like the real-life race seasons. You just never know what's going to happen in the first race, but either way, I am ready. Let's go to 5 red lights for this Russian Grand Prix. Here we go. 5 red lights from 3rd and 11th on the grid. 5 red lights, and we are underway. Maury gets an okay start. She's going to go down to 4th, I think, into turn 1. No, she gets it back into 3rd. Actually swoops into 2nd place, maybe. Go on, girl. Go around the outside. Come on. Come on. Get 2nd. No. Oh, close. Just get squeezed out. Meanwhile, Cruz had a stonking start up into 9th place. Looking good, my man. Looking good. At this point, everyone is pushing, so we'll just keep it on pushing there. Maury goes down the place to 5th place. Interestingly enough, looks like everyone in the kind of top flight is going on the super soft, so Maury and Cruz kind of out sync with everyone on the tyre wear. In light of that, let's make sure they don't go too crazy. So we want to go Cruz on pushing, we'll go Maury on pushing. Keep the engine mode on overtake, though, for now, on the opening laps. And on lap 2, at the end of lap 2, I think we'll put down the fuel to about high, and we'll try and kind of just solidify what we've got on the soft tyre. You can see there, actually, Maury's struggling there, really taking life out of the tyres, pushing a bit too much. So we're going to go neutral on her. And you know what? Let's say allow teammate through. Oh, no, she's already behind Cruz. Oh, wow, she's already behind Cruz. I thought that was her in 7th place. That's actually Marquetta. So we're going to let her just continue on nice and steadily on high fuel there. Meanwhile, Cruz doing okay on pushing on the soft tyre. Right behind, though, in actually moving down the order in 10th place, actually, unfortunately. Let's go neutral. Let's kind of solidify this, what we've got going on. Let's take this steadily here. Let's take this steadily. We've got some rain coming later on around lap 7, so it's worth stretching out these tyres till we can go to the rain period when everyone else makes their pit stop. So it's definitely worth stretching the tyres out as much as we can. Right, so at the moment, Cruz in 9th, and Maury is actually catching up to her in 10th. So she's actually catching Cruz. So at the moment, Cruz really not performing too well. And she's got worse tyre wear at the moment. So this is very, very surprising indeed that she is catching him. Obviously, she's got a bit higher fuel at the moment, I will admit that, but she did overtake some people, and she's legitimately staying behind Cruz here as they move up into 5th and 6th as some people make their pit stops. Remember, the rain is coming, so we need to kind of stretch this out as much as we can. So let's conserve the tyre wear and go on low fuel and make sure they can get to this rain period. Although saying that, you can see faintly on lap, like I would say 11, the rain starts to come down then, so that's a little bit worrying. So I actually think, I don't know how to play it. We're going to have to kind of stretch through this rain period because it looks like you can see it's going to start raining. Actually, let's slow this down so I can talk to you guys. It's going to start raining. It's already started raining, actually. You can see it on the screen. But then it's going to dry out. So there's no point coming in for inters. So the next tyre we should come in on is soft tyres. So for now, we're just trying to conserve this. We should actually try and just go on neutral just so they warm up their tyres a little bit because they're going very, very cold at the moment. We'll stay on low fuel, though. But we'll try and make them push a little bit so they get the tyre temps up. But we'll go on to soft tyres next because it is going to get drier then eventually. A lot of sun coming midway through lap 18 to 15. Safety cars in. Oh, I just paused that at the wrong time there. Cruz won't make it in. This will be a perfect time for Maury to come in now. So, another set of softs. Fuel, we're going to fill you up completely there. Actually, you know what? The softs, we only went 8 laps on the softs before they start to go really badly off. So, let's only fuel up for about 9 laps at best. Park condition looking quite bad, but we can't really do too much, and we'll go for a fast pit stop. So let's pit her in. Cruz, unfortunately, is going to miss this pit stop, unfortunately, so I can't really do too much for him there. We are low fuel. Let's conserve it, but Maury will be able to come in for her pit stop, so let's see how this goes. Good, good, good. Nice. Okay, good pit stop. She's going to come out in what will be 9th place? Yeah, 9th place. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. If he wants to come in for inters, I'm going to say no, because it's going to get sunnier, so there's no point coming in for inters right now. Cruz still behind the safety car. I think this is his chance to potentially pit. Let's see. Okay, let's look at this. The pack is so jam-packed. So this is like Cruz in 2nd, and there's basically a gap from 9th to 12th. Oh, what the hell? What is that gap? So where is not? Maury's in the train at the end, so this is 13th place. 11th place Antov. Santa Ana then is the one here in 12th. So there's a big gap there that he could potentially fit into. So let's pit him now. Soft tyres, fuel options. He took them 9 laps pretty much. let's fill up for 10 laps so you can push a little bit maybe on the fuel. Pit strategy, we'll go for fast, and let's try and slot him into this gap here, in between this kind of huge gap down this straight. Right, Cruz comes in, the leader comes in as well, so let the battle of the pit stops, come on. Okay, good, nice, we overtook him in the pits, nice stuff. Nice stuff. And we come out there in 11th place. Literally where we thought we would. Just behind Santa Ana. Actually behind Mello, unfortunately, though. But we come out in that gap. So that's pretty damn decent for us. That's decent. Right, the safety car is going to come in. So we're going to ramp this up to overtake and attack on the restart of the safety car for both these drivers. And so the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. Right, we're coming to the back straight. Safety car is going to come in this lap, so we're going to push and overtake on everyone here. There we go. And so we're going to be ready for the restart. So Maury doing a really good job at the moment, but Cruz is only there in 9th, so looking good as well. So hopefully we're going to try and overtake some people. Maury goes up into 4th. Nice little overtake there on the back straight. Cruz up into 10th place as well. I will now take them off pushing. We're going to go down to push and not on attack so they don't make too many mistakes and take too much out of their tyre life. We're going to go down to neutral now, actually. We're going to keep them on the fuel there. Actually, she's wore out a lot of her fuel, so we'll go on medium there for her. Cruz can probably afford to go a little bit more on the fuel. 8 laps on the fuel there, so he can afford to do that. But at the moment, saying that, he's in 3rd, so let's conserve this a little bit and go down to medium. Looks like he's locked up, though. Yeah, he locked up. He's taken a big chunk out of those tyres. We're going to have to conserve a little bit with Cruz because he took a big chunk out of his tyres, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Maury did not lock up. She's looking pretty good on the tyres, so she's doing a stellar job at the moment. Stellar job. Right, Cruz is complaining of some issues. He's got low suspension, low gearbox, and low brakes. But at the moment, it's not dire. It's not like we have to definitely try and change them. So I'm just going to have to let him drive out there. But at the moment, he is struggling. He's dropping back a little bit. Also, the same with Maury, unfortunately. So let's take a look at this. Let's see. Okay, let's pause. What's the gap? Where is Cruz? He's in 13th. There is a huge gap there. The people around us are all pretty much on the same tyre weight as Cruz. But if we just stretch it out a little bit, we can afford to then come in, do a bit of a longer pit stop, change some of his parts, and then come in. At this point, it's not worth it. Same with Maury, pretty much. I put Maury on low fuel and basically neutral, because you can see the person behind her, really bad tyre wear. They will have to come in soon. And also, we've got a gaggle of people behind Van Dermen, also on low tyre wear. So basically, I'm asking Maury to kind of consolidate this place to try and just stretch out these tyres a little bit more, stretch out the stint a little bit more. With Cruz, we're on a bit of conserving mission here to make sure his tyres are saved enough. I think they are actually right now, so they're saved enough. But you can see there, he's got a lot more fuel than she does at the moment. It looks like she's struggling on her fuel to keep it up there. So we're just trying to keep this calm, keep this nice and tactical to try and get this podium. Oh no, one of her parts has failed. Oh no, okay, we have to come in soon then. We have to come in soon. So we're going to push. Also, same for him. Engine. Okay, we will ignore that for a sec, my man. Come in. Okay, we're going to go on to... Will these go to the end? 14 laps. That will just about get us to the end there. Right, 14 laps. Fill those up. We're going to have to really do some fuel saving, though, here. Park condition, fix that. We're going to fix that as well. And we'll be fine on the... You know what? Let's fix the engine as well. 50-second pit stop. We're going to have to kind of bite the bullet there. Same with Cruz. Park condition looking bad there, bad there. That is a big pit stop, but we're going to have to do it. Oh, God. A lot of parts are going to have to be fixed here, but we're going to have to bite the bullet because otherwise these guys aren't going to make it to the end. He's into the pits. Cruz will come into the pits as well. So, good pit stop on the fuel, good pit stop on the tyres, but these guys have to do some fixing there. Big problem with Cruz. What's going on with Cruz? Why isn't his fuel filling up? What? What was that? Oh, he had to wait. Oh, no, he had to wait. He had to double stack. Right, so Maury's out in 17th place at the moment. We have to go on medium fuel. Okay tyres. Same with Cruz. Bad race. The reliability really has killed us here today. But if we can make it to the end of this race, these guys on super softs, surely we'll be able to make it to the end here. Right, at the moment, we've got a bit of a situation. Maury is not going to make it to the end of this race. Cruz could. Cruz is really good at fuel saving, and he could make it to the end of this race on this stint, on this strategy. But Maury, 7.9 of fuel, that's just teetering under the edge. So I'm at crossroads whether she will make it to the end of this race. It's going to be so close if she does. But we're going to have to go for it. We're going to have to risk it because the way our car just failed on us there with the reliability parts, we're just going to have to go for it. I mean, the fact is, though, there are lots of people retiring around us. So that's the only saving grace, that we could just come through for a pretty damn good position if people around us retire. Whereas obviously we've took a lot of pain pitting for a lot of parts that need fixing as well. You can see there, 2 engine failures there. So Maury at the moment in 10th place and Cruz in 17th. We're just going to have to bank on the fact that hopefully people around us just start blowing up. Oh no, Cruz's rear wing is damaged. Cruz's rear wing is damaged. I'm going to have to let him continue on because we just have to try our best here and just hope that everyone just starts having failures here. But really, our reliability has cost us today. The reliability of our new car has really cost us. Cruz down in 16th place, and Maury, the one that I thought was going to be rubbish, worse than Sadat technically on the star rating, is up in 9th at the moment, doing an alright job, although she's going to be so close on fuel and tyre wear here. Start to rain with 2 laps to go. Oh, let's pit for inters. It's a bit damp out here. No, let's ignore that call. It's fine. We've got literally 1 lap left. There's no... Oh, engine smoking ahead of us. Oh, come on, please. Can everyone just start dying? Can everyone just start blowing up, please? Maury at the moment in 12th place. Cruz still down 16th. Everyone's overtaken us now because our tyre wear and fuel has gone to bits. And the rain is not helping at the moment. It is chucking down with rain. We've got issues in front of us, but they're not blowing up their cars, unfortunately. And so as we come through the final corner, is this going to be the end of the race? I think it is. This is turned out to be a shocker of a race for us, lads. Shocking, shocking race. Cruz has finished a lap down in 16th place. Maury is going to finish in 13th, it looks like. And yeah, that was a horrible race for us. But you know what? It did it. It was the stupid reliability. We did not have the reliability on our car. And she's run out of fuel on the line. She'll still come home in 13th place. But that was a poor first race, I will admit. That was a very poor first race. But that was just the reliability of our car. And we couldn't do much about that because obviously our car only got built, finished like, a few weeks ago. So we couldn't really do too much about it. At the moment, we're second last at the moment in 9th place. The good thing is the gap is only 24 points. And we have brought back a 24-point gap over the course of the season before. So it's early days. It's only the first race. We can improve from here. We now know we do need to really nail down the reliability now on the new parts that we've got and the new car. But conclusion, Maury, not too bad. Wasn't as bad as I thought she would be. Now, when we're not making exactly as much money as we were, I'm going to set the finance to medium, though, after that race, just so we keep in the green a little bit. Hard fork, car condition update. Yeah, okay, can we please repair the car? And we'll have a look at the freaking repairs of the car. So, let's check this out. They're still improving the parts. That will be done 13 days before the race. That apparently still won't be done until after the second race, which is really concerning, actually. Really, really concerning that the reliability of all these things aren't going to get done yet. That's a little bit annoying. We've got a new sponsor, though, for the car. Play Sport Games. The guys who make Motorsport Manager want to sponsor us. 7th or above, 3 races length. We get upfront payment of that much. Bonus payment, 600,000. And we get a home race bonus of 2.2. That's quite a lot. I'm going to accept that offer. I like that. I like that offer. So there you have it. Play Sport at the side pod of our car. I like the look of that. That's looking nice. We've got new sponsors for sponsor slot 3 here. So Access Sport, Transantarctic, and Sanju. Sanju? Yeah, I'm guessing Sanju. So target position first, second or above. So 4 race length. We get 1 million there. And wow, what a bonus. Wow, what a bonus that is. That is a huge bonus. We get a 4 times bonus for USA. Do we even have an American Grand Prix? I can't even remember. What was the calendar? I can't even remember. We don't even have a USA track, so there's no point to have that sponsor on our car. So really, I'm gonna have to go for this. Access Sports. Wow. So we've got 12.8 million in the bank at the moment. So let me guys know if we should go ahead and improve that design headquarters facility. Because honestly, okay, the car didn't look that great in that first race, but that was because of the reliability. I felt like if we hadn't have had to make that such a long pit stop, like nearly a minute long pit stop, we would have been fine. So let me know about that, if I should upgrade the headquarters. I really think it was just a case of because we had to pit for so long. For the reliability, that's why our race went to bits, basically. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Right, performance work is done for our facility. So if we go to the car now, we go to improve parts. If we swap the drivers round, How's that going to get? That's 21 days. That's... Ooh. See, even swapping Baumann for Bishop, and Baumann's a lot better than Bishop was, it's only going to be one less day to do these improvements. That's how much of a reliability issue these parts were, unfortunately, for us. So we're going to have it like that. Baumann's going to work as hard as she can, but it's going to be 20 days after the race that these get fully restored in terms of reliability as best they can to a point. And then here we've set a new 4 for performance, but that's going to be 40 days after the race. That's fine, though. We'll just continue on the development. I do want to check, though, how this scouting goes for these different drivers. Cruz has got plus volunteering, so plus 15 on marketability. Okay, thank you very much, Cruz. Nice work there. Okay, scouting is finished. Yet again, I found an amazing driver who's unemployed, who doesn't want to join us! Go suck a lemon. DeGraff. Yeah, DeGraff. Go suck a lemon. Ah, frick's sake. So all the good drivers don't want to join us, because obviously we're a GP3 team. So we're just going to have to stick with what we've got. To be fair, I'll give it to her. Maury did a pretty damn good job, to be fair. So give the girl some credit. So that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. A pretty long episode. So if you have enjoyed the very long episode, smash that like button. Let's try and see if we can try and get to like 1,500 likes. That'd be pretty cool because roughly we get around 1,000 likes for a usual episode of Motorsport Manager. So let's try and get 1,500. Let's see if you guys can get that for a very long Season 2 number 1 episode. I know a bit of a mixed feeling at the moment for Season 2. We didn't do too well in that first race, but I'm confident now with the reliability of our car, we can get back to the kind of front end of the grid and start doing what we were doing at the end of last season, which was winning some awesome races with Cruz. And now Maury didn't look too bad in that last race. She honestly looked pretty damn good. So I think I'm feeling good about this. Just about getting the very raw car up to speed with reliability. I think the performance is there. We just need to use it with the reliability. So guys, hit that like button if you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about the episode and where you think I need to look at and improve. I know I'm really not the best guy at playing this game, but I don't think you guys have ever watched me for expert advice on this game. You just like to watch the journey, and you guys like to try and join me on the journey. So try best you can to try and educate me maybe on this game. If you have any tips for me, if you think there's something I definitely have to do for next race for the German Grand Prix, let me know in the comments below, and I'll look at the comments before I start the recording of that second episode for Season 2. But other than that, guys, if you're around here, do subscribe for more episodes like this, and let me know if you did enjoy the kind of uber long episode. But yeah, I've been over. Hope you enjoyed today, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.